Welcome to the Explorations of Me. Come on in, sit down, relax, and enjoy my process of this month's prompt.
Hi everyone, it's Ann. It's that time again for the Explorations of Me for the month of February. Don't forget to go check out all the other lovely artists that are involved in this lovely art journaling journey. And I'm going to go ahead and open to the page for 2018, and the month of February is Pamper Yourself. What makes you feel special? Well, you know, what makes me feel special is I have to say, back up. I am not a bling, I like jewelry and stuff like that, but I'd much prefer electronics, art supplies, that kind of thing. And that's the way I pamper myself. I'm not the kind of person that goes out and spends money on expensive haircuts and color and nails and that kind of thing. I'm kind of simple when it comes to that kind of thing. And I've always been, most of my life, a blue jean girl. When I did work for corporate companies, yes, I had to get all dressed up and dolled up, and I had nice dress suits and things like that. And then when I became a mom, my husband and I chose for me to stay home and be a stay-at-home mom. And so I got to wear jeans every day or sweats or whatever. So that's usually the way I am. So to pamper myself, I like when my husband or my kids, like a Mother's Day, they take me out for lunch or for dinner. And when they were little, they used to make me breakfast in bed and bring me cards and flowers and all that kind of thing. So that's how I like to be pampered. So without further ado, I'm going to just go ahead and make my page. And I'm going to make my page to look like, I'm going to alter a picture of me, all right? So I hope that you enjoy my process, and I'll be back in a minute as I collect my supplies. All right, so I've collected my supplies, and I use this page as a clean-off page, and I'm not liking the reddish orange in here, so I'm going to kind of go back over it a little bit, do a little background first before I show you the next step, okay? So I hope that you enjoy my process. Alright, so I've done my background. I like to mix the colors sometimes on my paper using a credit card or gift card or whatever. It gives it a really cool look. And so next I'm going to see, let's see, I'll be right back again because I forgot a stencil I need. Okay, well, I forgot to turn my camera back on. I have to apologize. So I use the stencil and a makeup sponge and some white paint to create a cool little background, simple background. And then I'm going to take some of this doily and I'm just going to kind of tear off the edges and put them in different spots as well on my page. So there you have it, right? I'm just going to go ahead and quickly adhere these on. The reason why I'm doing this is it kind of creates a lace kind of look, and I love lace. I've always loved lace. Not just bling, but I like lace. Now that I kind of live in a desert-like climate where it's a lot drier, things tend to dry a lot quicker, a lot faster. So I may have to use, like for instance, if I'm painting something and I have some extra paint on my palette, I'm going to have to probably add some type of an extender, which is something that will keep the paint from drying too quickly, because I'm noticing that I'll squeeze a small amount onto my palette and then I'll use it and then I'll go back and it's almost completely dry already. It's really weird, but yeah. So it's a very dry climate. My skin is affected by it as well, and we're getting a whole house humidifier put in because it's just really dry. And you can control a whole house humidifier from your thermostat, which is really cool, so you're not having to worry about mold or anything like that. Alright, so this is already dry. It doesn't take that long with the dryer, my heat gun, to dry things off too. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside for a minute. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I printed this out in black and white, and I'm going to take my clear gesso, if it still works, and I'll be right back because I got to get something to open this with because it got stuck. Unless I got more clear gesso here. Yes, I do. Yes. We'll mess with another time. That's why I hate screw tops for art supplies, because the screw tops tend to get stuck, and I forget to put Vaseline around the top. When you put Vaseline around the lip of the jar, it helps to keep it from getting stuck, and you can unscrew it easier. But of course, I don't think about that half the time. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little dot of clear gesso, and then I'm going to come in with my brush, but I need to make sure my brush is dry so I don't curl up the paper too much. This is computer paper. And it looks milky right now, but it does dry clear. And you kind of do want to put gesso when you do these types of altering kind of thing from paper, to put a clear gesso over it so that the paint adheres to it better. Okay. And then I'm going to let this dry on its own, and then I'll be back in a few. Alright, so I've mixed some paint with some glazing medium to kind of thin out the paint a little bit. And then I'm going to get started adding color to my face. We'll see how this works, because sometimes when you do black and white it doesn't turn out as well, but we'll work on it. It's not a big deal, and I'm going to be adding a lot of layers, so I'm not too concerned. And I am going over my glasses, and I will add those back in after I add some color. Another way of doing this is you could transfer your face onto a piece of paper, but sometimes I find that the paper, when you do that, kind of disintegrates and it doesn't really work very well. So yeah, and I don't see how I'm kind of going over my eyes. I'm not too concerned right now because I'm going to be re-adding everything back in, so it's okay to kind of go over everything. Right now it looks very blotchy and stuff, but that'll get fixed as well. Okay, so what I like to do to kind of give it a creamier look is I like to come in with my Nail Colors and Nail Color 2s and come in and just add some more color. And I don't really wet it down per se. I'm going to use my finger or a blending stump to add more color to my face. And I'll be adding my glasses back in a minute. Okay, I'm going to move to the hair for a few minutes, and then I'll come back to my face, all right? And this way you can give yourself any color hair you want. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry and then I'll be back in a few. So I'm kind of trying to build up some layers here. A lot of people have done this, a lot of artists do this when they want to just alter something and turn it into something else. It's a great way, kind of a faster way than having to draw everything out. This is a way to have fun and turn yourself into something else. Zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a little better. Sorry about that. There we go. I'm going to come in with a Tombow marker to add color to my glasses. We'll see if it works. And I'm using my Stabilo All pencil to kind of just go around some of the details. Using a colored pencil to add some color to my cheeks. What's cool about the Nail Color 2s is that you can, you know, you don't have to wet them down. Same with the portfolios. make sure I'm in frame. And I know I kind of didn't put my pupils in, and that's okay, because you'll see. About where I'm going to stop. All right, so now oh, I did forget one thing. Okay, so I'm going to stop right here for that. Okay, I look a little funky, don't I? And I'm going to go ahead and glue myself on. Then I'm going to glue myself right about here, okay? Yep, right about there. So I'm going to use matte medium to glue myself on. Because this is all water soluble and I don't want to smear it. Hang on a minute here. Shoot. Carefully dab it off here. Yep, got it. Okay. So I'm on there. I look really funky. Wow, okay. I don't think I really look like that per se, but okay. Oh my, oh my, my. Laughing at myself, huh? I guess you gotta learn how to laugh at yourself. That's one thing I've learned in life. Laugh at yourself before others laugh at you. Okay, so there I am, and now I'm not quite done yet, okay? So hold on a second, I'll be right back. All right, so I got this book, it's a gift wrap book called Radiant Beauties at Half Price Books when I lived in California, okay? They don't have a Half Price Books out here in Reno, which is kind of a disappointment because I really was hoping they had one. Because that's where I get a lot of my books and materials for things. So I've got this really pretty wrapping paper, and I'm going to cut it up into a crown because I'm going to be queen for the day. Okay, so I'm going to find my scissors, and I'm going to cut this off camera, and then I'll be right back. So I cut the piece out that I want to use as my crown, and then I'm going to just start cutting a crown shape out. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, it doesn't have to look perfect because this is supposed to be fun, okay? So don't worry about it not looking exactly like you want it, okay? But so I'm going to put that right about there, okay? I still have a little bit of wet matte medium on there, but I'm going to add some more on. And because some of this is water soluble, and if you want to make it permanent and you want to keep it permanent, some of the materials that I used that I made water soluble, you might want to get yourself a fixative. Now, you could use hairspray, but hairspray tends to discolor over time. It tends to yellow over time, and that's fine if you like the yellowing effect, you know. And if you can't afford a fixative, then go and get yourself a cheap can of hairspray. It works just as good. You just have to deal with the yellowing. So what I get usually, and this lasts me quite a while, it is matte Krylon UV clear resistant acrylic coating. I use this also to seal a lot of my canvases, as well as any other type of mixed media art, to seal it. And because even though acrylic paint is a plastic type paint, it can break down over time, especially if you're using mixed media type things. So the acrylic coating kind of helps to keep it from breaking down even more, and it protects it from yellowing and from becoming weathered. All right, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I'll be back in a few. All right, so it's good and dry. So now I'm going to take a Sharpie and kind of outline my crown so it stands out a little more. And I'm not quite done because I gotta have some bling. So first things first, I'm gonna put that right about there because I kind of like it there. And then I'm gonna put some on the tips of my crown, because all queens have to have bling. You just gotta have bling. Okay. And then I'm not quite done. I'll be right back for the next step, and then I'll be done. All right? All right, so I printed out on my computer Queen for the Day, and then I put it through my Xyron so that I can turn it into a sticker. It's easier to adhere it this way than doing it with wet media, because since it is, sometimes the ink from my printer tends to smear sometimes. So I didn't want it to smear this time. And there you have it. So there's my take for the month of February. Thanks for watching, and if you don't forget to go check out all those lovely, lovely artists that are also participating in the explorations of me, and I will post links to their videos for this month in the description box below. Thanks again for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye, toodles!